Hello, YouTube. Oh boy. It is like pouring rain as I head home from work today. It was sunny earlier, but when I started to head home, it just opened up and poured rain. It's been like raining almost every day. Made it really hard for me to work on the RV. I can't transport stuff without it getting soaking wet. Want to do a quick update for you guys on what's currently going on. Yeah, things have changed dramatically for me on a personal front between yesterday and today. As you know, I recently launched the Pay It Forward channel and was making all these plans because things were kind of smooth on this end. I've been working the temp job at the space agency and had put in an application, and it looked like I was going to get the job potentially. But then today, right before I left work, they pulled me aside and told me they're not going to be able to hire me, or they're not going to hire me. And I suspect it's because of all the crazy stuff from my past. Once again, it's making it so I can't get a decent job. So what that means is they told me they're going to hire somebody else for the full-time position, but they want me to kind of train that person. It kind of sucks, but they want me to stay, they said at least Monday, which is next week, next Monday, and possibly longer to try to get that person trained, but I suspect it's not going to take more than 1 day of training to show the guys, you know, all the cleaning and stuff that I do. So then after that, I'm looking for work again. So at this point right now, I've got to reformulate what's going to happen, because originally what was happening was I was earning enough money from the temp job at the space agency to cover child support and the cost of parking the RV and driving back and forth to work with the help of one of the channel angels. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to be missing a chunk of money, and I do not think I can afford to keep paying for the RV parking. Yeah. So I paid up through next month, so I have about 30 days. I have about a month left before I have to move out. Literally, I think I do have 30 days, 29 or 30 days. So trying to think what I can do right now. I think my priority right now has shifted to trying to get the RV to run smoother. I mean, it runs well enough that I can move it, but it's not like, I couldn't take it out on the interstate. Even on the highway, it's pushing it. Because it's running on red line, you know, ready to blow the engine at any moment. So I'm going to try to get with Marcelo and see if he can spare some time to come look at it and figure out what I'm going to do when I leave the RV camp. You know, or the where I'm staying right now. I could possibly extend it and stay another month. See, without income coming in, that's like a month's rent, just a month's money going to rent. That's going to be an issue. I was hoping, so hoping, and felt, you know, confident about getting the job because they really liked me there at the space agency. But then they gave me an excuse saying that they went with somebody with more experience. But I suspect it's my crazy past, all this crazy stuff coming up, you know, when they do a background search. It's been preventing me all this the past 10 years from getting any decent job. So at this point right now, I'm thinking that I will most likely have to wrap up the projects with the RV ASAP, because I've only got 30 days left, but really I don't have all the way through 30 days. I gotta make arrangements on what I'm gonna do with the RV, where I'm gonna stay. Now, without a job, several possibilities open up. I can try to stealth. I can try to stealth urban camp in the RV that doesn't run so well. But believe it or not, that's an option I'm considering. The other option is to try to find some place that I can park for cheaper than what I'm paying right now at the RV park. But it's not going to do any good because without income coming in, that is a problem. Now, several problems kind of resolved itself because for me commuting back and forth to work the past 3 months, it's been costing about $300 each month, just gas expenses. So my living expenses, you know, just going to work back and forth and paying for the RV lot rental was approximately $900. And then, you know, the rest was on food and stuff. So I was spending about $1,200 a month. So about $300 on food, and then gas to go back and forth to work, and paying the rent, which included electricity. So that is my big concern, is I will be going probably back off grid. So there's now kind of a rush to get the RV configured to be totally off-grid capable. It's still got issues, but I think the primary issue is going to be electricity, power. And that means I'm going to go ahead and quickly order probably have to order a solar panel. I won't be able to do a full-blown power system because it's too expensive, you know. I was hoping to have enough power to actually sustain the RV in 120 volt mode and even possibly run an air conditioner. Yeah. But to do that, I've calculated out, it's probably going to take over roughly 1,000 watts of panels just to power the air conditioner and charge up the system, you know, the batteries. Such a system would cost well over $2,000. Probably more. Because you're not talking just panels, you have to get enough batteries to last. And then you probably couldn't run the air conditioning at night. The other option is to buy a generator, a gas generator. But even they cost quite a bit. For a decent sized one, would need at least 1,000 watts, probably more like 1,500 to 2,000 watts generator. And that could run the air conditioning, I suppose. And that might be an option for going off grid when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, where, you know, running the generator won't make noise, and I can create 120 volt power, but it's going to cost gasoline. The option I'm really looking at is getting solar power to run the electricals, other than cooking. Cooking's going to have to switch back to liquid propane gas, or cooking with wood and stuff, you know, like I was before, which means cooking outside the RV. It's not as much an issue when you're not working, because then you can kind of do that kind of stuff, like you're basically camping, you know. When I had to work every day, or like I'm working right now every day, I can't really do all those things. So that will save some money by cooking with wood outside, you know, if I can find scrap wood and things like that. But we're going to run into the problem again of keeping food cold. I don't know if you recall when I had the RV, when I had good enough, parked over at, I'm going to say, Max's place, and we didn't have electricity there. I had to generate my own, and it was pretty much the 12 volt power, and I used a little Bluetooth as a generator to charge the battery. I think what I'm going to have to do is, well, I got a month, so it's not like happening right now, you know. I've got a month to begin making prep, which is good. You know, it's whenever you have an opportunity to have time, like even if it's a couple weeks or a month, it makes it not as bad. Because, you know, when you have like something bad happen and then you have to suddenly move or do whatever right away, you're at the mercy of whatever happens. So I have a month to try to plan, and this is just my initial thinking. I'm personally thinking that I need to prep the RV to be functional off-grid. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to run really well, just hopefully well enough that I can keep moving it. You know, I'll have to move it, keep moving it every day. So, gas is going to be an issue. I'll have to spend a lot on gas. And I don't have a tow bar and would not feel comfortable towing Little Blue, so I'm probably going to let my wife drive Blue. You know, if she has a parking spot. That will leave me with just the RV. Or I could park somewhere where I have access to Blue. But I'm thinking I may just have to have access to the RV itself. And if we're traveling around, I'll use my bike or something. I guess I need to work that out. I haven't figured it out yet. Or I can try to find a new place to park. But most places, if you're parking somewhere, you're gonna have to pay money. Even at somebody's yard or something, you have to pay money. And around here, around Brevard County, you can't really just park your RV. They don't allow you to just park your RV in the driveway. There's all these rules and stipulations that the cities have about RVs. Most of them want you to park it at a storage facility where you have to pay money, or you have to go to an RV park where, like I'm staying at right now, and it's kind of expensive. Some of the cities allow you to park the RV at the house, but it has to be behind the house line, what they call the house line. And that means the backyard, basically. But most places around here, you won't be able to park like that. So you might see me living in an RV, trying to stealth park the RV. When I say stealth, it's not going to be really stealth. I mean, Little Blue was somewhat, you know, stealthy. Little Blue is very stealthy, actually. It looks just like a regular minivan outside, you know, other than the white top. But even regular vans have a white top. The RV, you're in an RV. I don't think it's possible to be stealth in an RV. So we're gonna see what happens. But I'm gonna try to order some solar panels and see how much money I have that Connie has sent for RV repairs, what's left. I'm gonna shift it all towards getting solar panels and battery bank. I won't be able to get the full size of what I want. And even that would have to all be tested, but I think I can just get batteries could run as high as $200 each, so that's like $400 right there. Then the solar panels. I'm going to try to get at least 400 watts if I can. If I can get more than 400 watts, I may, but really I need to try to reserve the money for some other issues that will come up as I drive the RV. There's stuff that, you know, is going to be needed. Anytime you have a vehicle, you're going to need to set aside a reserve fund. Sadly, this came like kind of suddenly as far as at the temp, you know, job that I was at, but I knew it could end at any time. It's a temp position, and the space launches have slowed. We just launched like I think 3 different spaceships over the last month, and now it's kind of quiet again. You know, it's like they don't have any work, so they kind of not needing me. But they're training somebody else new, or supposedly they are. I guess they are. And that means that they're going to let me go. Now, I'm still with Spherian. So, my temp agency could end up getting me into another position. So, I'm going to talk to my rep, you know, my account rep for the temp agency, and see if they can try to get me into another position. So if I can get some work somewhere, that will certainly help. But really, the issue, once again, is this. If I get temp work, and it's like it was sporadic, like at the Space Center and stuff. It wasn't like I knew I was going to work all the time. They would just call me the week before. So you couldn't really count on the money. You couldn't really count that you were going to have enough money for rent and stuff. And then the other problem with that is that if I get the temp position, because you can't really tell which day you're going to work, they might call you for like, well, you're available next week. Are you available next week? The problem is if you're trying to live in an RV and you're not parked at a RV park, or at a set location, you're going to run into issues. You cannot drive the RV to work. So those are things I'm trying to work out right now. I'm trying to figure out what are my options. What can I do? So unexpected emergency. But you know what? That's what life is, right? You have to just try to deal with it as best as you can, and that's what I'm going to do at this point. I am going to simply go with the flow, try to work. I'll work the rest of this week, and then I guess I'll try to come in, to the space agency on Monday to do the training for the new person. They didn't even say they were going to keep me there the whole week. I think they just want me there for however long it takes to train the new person, and I suspect 1 day. Whoa. Dude just cut right in front of me. So I will keep you guys posted. This is what, Tuesday. Not the exact date. I think the 13th or something like that of August. So just so you know, it is current, and I am going to keep you guys posted. Until next time, please take care of yourselves. Prayers are requested. Basically, that something positive happens. So much drama. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.